much evil you've done, Jesus Christ died just for you. And if you want him, he wants you. But if you don't want him, you're going to hell and lake of fire. Because the stuff you're doing, you got no cover for your sin. He's telling you, I'm willing to cover all that nasty stuff you've done. All you got to do is accept Yahweh or accept Jesus. Either way, he's going to pay for your sin. If you don't want Yahweh, you don't want Jesus, you get the Holy Ghost in there too, with both of them. If you don't want him, you're going to pay the consequences because we know the kind of stuff you do. It's in the Bible. It tells us about you. So I'm doing a mukbang. This is a smaller mukbang, but it's not really small because this is breakfast. I got I have the egg sandwich, and then I have the sausage sandwich. And then I have the 7-Eleven Big Gulp. You know I rock with 7-Eleven. Most of the people that know me, they know from Staten Island, we had the 7-Eleven out there. I used to say Shaolin, but whatever. Some people will see this or whatever. So they know from Shaolin about the 7-Eleven out there. So they know that you get the 7-Eleven, they got the Mickey D. But you know that the fast food is big over there. After school and around the school time and stuff like that, you know, fast food is big. It's big in the other boroughs, but in Shaolin, it's a big thing after school to go to the fast food. I'm trying to get the fast food to go into the to make food courts in the schools. It don't only have to be the hamburgers and stuff. They'll do all the different kind of fast food. Not every single one, but we'll put some of the major ones in there, as many as we can fit in a cafeteria, and they can make their food in there. And we also make sure we get some ones that have the vegetables and stuff, and you don't only have to go to one. The children can go to multiple ones to make sure they get all the kind of food groups they need and stuff. And we'll have some that have the vegetables and stuff like that. We have like we could have the American style. We have some of the Chinese buffet style. We have just making sure that we have some of the fast food that still serve vegetables and stuff like that. There's other fast food stuff that has stuff that's infused with vegetables and things like that. We can't outlaw potatoes and fried food for kids. They're supposed to be getting the fat and all that good stuff. And we can't have them on diets like that, trying to make them stick figures. That's not going to happen. The kids don't want it. If you try to force them to do that, you're going to pay in the long run. But we're just going to bypass you, and we're going to make sure the kids eat the way kids eat. They got to have fat. They got to have ice cream. They're not stuck on yogurt. You can have yogurt all you want to every now and then. But when they want to eat ice cream, they're going to eat ice cream. When they want candy, they're going to eat candy. They're going to eat sugar. You're not going to tell a kid that they're going to eat food and never put sugar in their body, and their body don't know how to process sugar. Like, that's clown stuff. Like, you want to tell a kid, oh, you're going to get fat, you can't have no sugar. That's abuse. To try to take sugar out of a kid's diet and trying to take fat and all that stuff out of there. You can't put no kid on no diet like that. You're psycho. If you try to put a kid on some wacky ass diet that you probably don't even eat. Well, kids don't even be fat, and you be trying to put them on a diet. And the ones that are big, they're big. The ones that are smaller, let them be small. Ones that are big, let them be big. But if somebody expressed to you they want to eat more, you do that. But kids are supposed to be a healthy weight. They should not be bone, skin and bone. If you try to do that to them, we know you're satanic. Lucifer got a thing with food. We see that in the last day. They're going to be trying to hold food over people's heads. We know what y'all doing. The Bible tells all about the stuff y'all going to try to do to us. It says you're going to try to do it to Jews and Christians. You're going to be messing with people's food and stuff like that. That's what the Bible says. Like, she's making it up. Don't listen to what I say. Just read the Bible. In the New Testament, it speaks about the tribulation where they're going to be trying to get people to take the mark of the beast and stuff like that, or they can't eat. So they tested it now, trying to see if they could tempt you uh, by telling you you can't eat this, you can't do that. You know what you can do. You know where you can jump off of. You're going to try to tell somebody they should not eat. Your kids are going to eat fast food. They're going to eat fatty food. They're going to eat ice cream. You can't stop them. Whatever doctors are in the schools that try to tell the kids they can't eat ice cream and sugar and stuff like that, you're getting fired, and we're probably going to put you in jail because it's child abuse to try to take fat out of a kid's diet and have no fat in their diet, no ice cream, no milk, and you trying to put them on these crazy ass diet. God don't have no such thing in the Bible. You know what he said? There's certain groups that you don't eat because they're unclean. He didn't say about your weight. God never said you can't be a certain weight. So all the people telling you you got to be a certain weight, they're a liar. The Bible never said that. In the Bible, when the people were eating the king's food, the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, for a short time, they were eating like vegetables and stuff like that, and grains and whatever, and they were fatter than the other people. They were throwing down when they were eating. They was not trying to be slim. And they noticed the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were healthier than the other ones. So the people that be on the vegetable diets, when they skinny, you're not doing it like the Bible, and it's only supposed to be for a short time that you do that fast. That's just a fast. That's not your diet. Your diet is all the food on the planet that God don't ban. Like some people don't eat pork because God banned that. He didn't say because it's fat. He just said it's unclean. He don't tell you you can't have fat. He don't tell you you can't have sugar. He don't tell you you can't have cholesterol. You gotta have all of that stuff. He told you don't do excess. Don't tell me what excess is for my body. Like some doctor, you don't know my body. You want to tell me what's excess for my body? I'm not listening to you. The Bible told me to take care of my temple of God. As an adult, you can't tell nobody what to do. And if a kid expresses to their parent, this is not enough food, I want more. If you don't give them more, you are abusing them. If a kid say, I'm still hungry, and you say, no, that's enough. The doctor says you eat too much. He know where he's supposed to be in life. You don't know. You assume the little kid doesn't know where he's supposed to be in life just because he's young. You assume that God don't talk to him because your crazy asses act like God don't speak to people. You want people to be afraid to say God spoke to them? We saying it. What you gonna do about it? You see the things that in the Bible when God spoke to people, what they did. God told Israel to wipe out the Amalekites. So if somebody said God told him to wipe something out, I could believe him. So when Israel is wiping out Gaza, you can't make me look at them like something's wrong with them. Something wrong with you. Read the Bible. The Bible says God told them to wipe out the Amalekites. So when they wiping out Gaza, I'm saying God added again. They keep bombing Israel, so now Israel has no choice but to wipe them out. Apparently God let them know, wipe them out again. These people keep trying to bomb you. They bombing Israel every single day. Israel chilling, trying to worship God, and they bomb them because they're trying to worship God. You done stole their temple, and you would have made it a nasty mosque with a false god in there. You know we don't even play that. You would be dead already with a false god on a real God's land. Listen, Yahweh, that Temple Mount belongs to Yahweh, right? You put a mosque on there, and we just folding our hands chilling. You knew this was coming, that you was going to get fucked up. You got Allah on Yahweh's site. You know that's the temple. We got a holiday for our temples. We mourn that we lost 2 temples and we got to build a 3rd one. You know a 3rd one is coming. You know that mosque is not even going to be there for a long time. So you think we falling back because you stole our Temple Mount, but we already celebrating that we're going to have a 3rd temple. Since the Bible was written, we've been celebrating we're going to have a 3rd temple. You still celebrating that you got the mosque on our land. But you already know we celebrate we're going to have the 3rd one. You know that the clock is ticking when we're going to come for that Temple Mount. You already know it's going to happen. But the thing is that you see us chilling, minding our business. You already on our Temple Mount. You got the fake out asker. You trying to dance around and let people know you got it. Why would you remind us when we minding our business, worshiping God other places? You want us to come and whoop your ass, right? Okay, so we did Gaza. We minding our business. We found other spots to worship Yahweh because God created the whole earth. All right, we'll worship him over here. But then you keep bombing Israel, and we like, wait a minute. We could lay your ass flat for just having the Quran, because the Quran threatened us. The Quran said you're going to kill Jews and Christians. You're saying you're going to do jihad on us. We could have been Gaza Jew. But all right, we chilling, because we trying to see, is somebody going to get saved? Is somebody going to worship God? Are they going to come around to the senses? You bombing Israel every day. So I say, yo, Israel, y'all remember how y'all used to do things back in the Bible? You remember how you treat the Amalekites and how you treated certain people? Show them some of that. You remember, like, stop acting like y'all, they keep telling you you're not the ones from the Bible. Show them the stuff y'all used to do to people in the Bible. So Israel treats them like the Amalekites, and they said, we're going to treat them like the Amalekites. There was somebody on the internet that was like, when they started whooping Gaza ass and annihilating them, they said, oh, that's what they meant by Amalekite. If you read the story, when we told you we was going to treat you like Amalekites, why didn't you run for your life? You know what we meant by it, because after we said it, you read it. Or you read it already. So you know what we mean when we say we're going to treat you like the Amalekites. When the UN pretend they don't know, that's good for us. Fine, act like you don't know what we're talking about. If you're looking at Gaza and crying, that's your problem. Read the Bible. We told you we was going to treat you like the Amalekites. First, we said get off the land because you keep bombing us. You keep attacking us. You ran in there on 10/7. You raped and you killed people. Okay, you can't stay in Gaza. But you still acting like you got a leg up on us. So we treating you like the Amalekites, and you still act like you don't know that Yahweh is God. Are these the same Jews from the Bible? People keep lying, saying these are not the real Jews. Why are they kicking your ass like the Jews did in the Bible? In the Bible, they treated people like the Amalekites. So when you get treated like the Amalekites, you don't think this is the same guys that did it in the Bible time? Like these are their descendants? You're not getting the picture? Now, because you keep messing with Israel and y'all keep bothering them, we're going to come for the Al-Aqsa and we're going to make it the Temple Mount again. But we already said that it's in the Bible that we're going to have the third temple. This is not even something new. They keep saying that land belongs to Palestine. There's no such thing as Palestine. It's Philistine. They stole that name from the Bible. That's the people who the Jews used to fight. They wiped out the Philistine. So they made their name Palestine like they're going to defend that evil group. Okay, fine. So we know we can treat you like the Amalekites and the Philistines. We wiped them all out. The difference with the Philistines is the Philistines, we wiped out their leaders. What did we do to Hamas? Just think about it. When you read the story about the Amalekites, they wiped out all the people. That's what we said in the beginning. We're going to treat you like the Amalekites. So we just wiping everybody out, right? Then you keep saying this Palestine thing. So I tell Israel, you know that when they say Palestine, it is a threat, but you know they get that from Philistines, right? So I'm saying they're basically trying to say they're the real Philistines. That's supposed to be their land. It's a threat to us because this is Israel. God gave this to the Jews. But you want us to treat you like the Philistines. So I told them, take out all their leaders. What did Solomon do? He killed all the lords of the Philistines. He killed their leader. So Israel went around and killed all their leaders. Keep calling yourself Palestine. We're going to treat you like the Philistines. That's where you got your name from. The Rome gave you the name Palestine because it's a derivative of Philistines. We killed all the Philistines leaders in the Bible. So when we kill all the Hamas leaders and we go around to all the 7 countries killing all the leaders and finding them, we're treating you like the Philistines because you keep saying you defend the Palestinians, quote unquote. Well, we know Palestine means Philistine. If you fight us in the name of Philistine, we're going to treat you like the Philistine. So we killed all your leaders. Look it up. Look who Israel killed. We killed your leaders, just like we killed all the lords of the Philistines. In the Bible, it only took one cat to kill all your leaders of the lords of the Philistines. We being nice to you by sending out all these people. We really could have a smaller group of people and just completely start wiping out all these people that are harassing Israel and bomb them every day. We could just, Israel said it. If we wanted to, we could take them out in like a day or something like that. But they're trying to be nice to them. Everybody on the planet is related. It's just that some people worship the God that made them, and some people worship the fake gods like Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Hare Krishna, and all that foolishness. And we don't do that. We worship the real God. He could beat everybody up. So when Israel and us are beating all the nations at one time, Israel, small Israel, whooping all the nation at one time, going around whooping 7 nations. And they're surprised why. They have the real God. You didn't figure that out yet? Allah is not God. He's the devil. He's a demon. So that's why he can't win. When we turn our face to you to go to war, you can't stand before us because we're fighting in the name of Yahweh. We trying to tell you your false God has to come to our God to get permission to annoy us. All you do is annoy us. If any of ours die, it's because they had an appointment with God to go to heaven. You can't even win on that. And then it's a promotion for our people to go to heaven. Our people are not suicidal, but damned if we don't want to get to that heaven. But that heaven, though, I mean, the sky is fly. If you fly in the sky, you think that's nice. There's a real heaven. You know, there got to be something above. If you're not sure about God, you can look at the sky. You know there got to be something above there. And if there's something above there, you keep believing there's people up there. What's so hard to believe there's a God? If you think there's life out in space, why not believe there's a God? But you're kind of proving God's point that you really know there's a God out there. Everybody that talks about there's maybe a UFO, there may be intelligent life. I'll already settle that for you. God, the Bible did it. Angels live above us in heaven. God lives above us. There's beasts and whatever. Just like there's animals and stuff down here, there's some kind of beast and whatever God made up for his pleasure up there. And then there's angels, different ranks and stuff like that. They're his military system. They're his children. I mean, you have to understand there's a God because there's a heaven and you keep looking for UFOs and more people. Okay, there are more beings. Angels. Did I solve that for you? If you're trying to find a UFO, you found it. It's just angels. They're unidentified. Okay. You don't know whether it's them or not. It's angels and there's God. This is a muck bang bang. Muck bang, muck bang bang. So I went to Wendy's today. Yeah, but people have to admit that God exists because it's getting to a point where it's ridiculous. When you see how Israel is fighting, you know that's the Israel from the Bible because you see they fight the same way. I just gave them an alley-oop. Look, do the stuff you was doing in the Bible. That'll show that you are the same people. They're whooping ass like they did in the Bible, but they get that from God. The Bible says, "Blessed be the Lord that teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight." When Israel fight nasty the way they do, who you think taught them? Blessed be the Lord that teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. That's why they mad at God. That's why they mad. Because they know God whooping their ass. They're like, God, they got unfair advantage. He's God. It's ludicrous to want God to lose to you. Don't get it twisted because he went to the cross as Jesus. That he bigged himself up. Even if you whoop my ass and kill me, I'm still gonna stand back up because God, he devastated them by letting them whoop his ass to death. He died. He go into the grave. He go down to hell, take the keys of hell and death from Lucifer, and said, I gave it to you. Now I put on skin for myself, made myself look like a man. I come take the keys from you. Then I'm going to go back up to earth, stand on there, walk like a man, and then for eat some fish. And then after a few days, I'm going to go up into heaven and sit back where I was. Yahweh. Our God is not to be messed with. But LL Cool J said, battle anybody, I don't care, you tell. I think he got that from Yahweh. Yahweh is not scared of a fight. He let niggas come out and try to set him up, put a thing down, drop you in the hole, try to take a life, see if they can win. He let them take his life, and he only saved us from hell and death. God threw a fight so he could save us. He let them beat him and put him on the cross and kill him. He knew God is life. He knew that death couldn't kill him for real because he's life. Death couldn't mess with his spirit. That's why God said, don't fear the person that can kill the body but can't put the soul in hell. But he did that for himself too. When he made flesh for himself and he put himself on the cross, he said, no man take my life, I lay it down. And he said, you think that I couldn't call 10,000 angels? That's Yahweh Elohim. Who can command the angels like that? Anybody that calls 10,000 angels got to get permission from God to use his angels. Somebody might be able to ask the angels to help them, but they got to go through God. So if I say, God, I need 10,000 angels, he got to say, yeah. Or I have to command them in the name of Jesus. I have to get Yahweh's permission. Even if I'm commanding them in his name, his permission is his name. So I already have consent to make heaven fight for me, even the angels and whatever. But people got to get with it. Like, it's coming to a point where it is so whack to pretend that Yahweh is not God. I mean, the people just don't want to say it. They're hating on him because he has everything, and they want to try to stop him from being so fabulous. It's an insult, but that's also like having haters just really establishes how great you are. Nobody hates on somebody that's a loser. You don't hate on people that's a loser. You hate on winners. You want to be somebody that's great. When somebody want to be you, it's an insult. They don't want to be themselves. They're insulting themselves, I guess. If somebody don't want to be themselves, they're insulting themselves. If they want to be you, and they try to stop you from doing all the stuff you do to be you, you're complimenting me and disrespecting yourself. You're telling yourself you're garbage and I'm all that. That's why I keep telling people, stop trying to be me. You're dissing yourself. When Lucifer tried to be God and he just can't stop, he want to keep trying to be God. All right, I get that. God really is higher than you. It really is a bigger position. All right, you did that one time. Then you get over that? You still feel that way? Like, you look like, this is a top spot. But at some point, you got to go, yo, this is crazy to try to mess with God. This is my father. He created me. Like, there's no way I could touch his seat. You don't change your mind at some point and be like, yo, I was really tripping. That's called repentance. Like, I did look at God kind of funny, like, yo, why you got to have that seat? And then you start telling yourself, he created me, and he was not created. Yo, he probably deserved that seat. Yo, he made the world, and I can't make a thing unless I use his stuff. You know what? He looked like he deserved that position as God. Nobody gave it to him. It's just who he is. And then you start worshiping him. Like, if I tell the truth, if I'm being honest, you know what? God is that nigga. Like, there's nobody like him. This is all he asking you to do. If you tell the truth, it's like you'll be worshiping him. It don't hurt to worship God. All you'll be doing is like, you know what? God did always exist. God created the heavens and the earth. When I put on shoes, It's from material that he made. It don't matter who designed it. God put the material in the earth. He probably gave them the design to make the shoe. Let me say, yo, God, you really fly. Why can't you do that to God? Instead of saying, I'm just gonna make the shoe and act like I put the material in the earth. So you start calling yourself God. You look like a clown and you look crazy. Like you said, you see this rock over here? I made it because I'm God. Like the people that walk around talking about their God, you be like, yo, bro, you look delusional. And delusional is not even real. It's not even like it's not even a real thing. But whatever that is, you look like you just out there. Like like you see I'm God. But then just go fly up into heaven. Like God is sitting in heaven. If you God, just go up into heaven right now and leave us behind and go do your thing up in heaven. Just chill up there. Don't come down here and deal with us peons no more. All the people that walk around saying they're God, all of you that fall for that, tell them right now, you do like Jesus did. Make yourself leave from here and go up in heaven and sit. If you could leave right now from here and go sit up in heaven on the throne where God is, I'll see about that. Jesus did it. Jesus said he God. Then he stood right on the earth. Like I'm saying, if you God, do that. If you God, Jesus the throne. So the person that keep telling me they God, you if you standing on the ground here right now and you say you God, I want you to ascend into heaven and sit on the throne like Jesus did. Jesus kept saying he God. They tried to kill him because he said he was God. When he died and then he rose on the third day, he got up on the ground. He said whatever he had to say to people. He ate some fish because you know he liked his fish. Then all of a sudden he stood there on the ground and he went into heaven. He ascended into heaven and sat on the throne. Okay, you told the truth. You are God. So all the people that walk around, I'll be born, Shah born, like they used to do back in the 80s, Shah born, I'll be born. All right, why don't you beat Jesus or equal Jesus? You stand right there where you at and just ascend into heaven and sit at the seat. You don't got to see us. You don't got to see us no more. Go to a better place. Go sit in heaven with Jesus and then tell us what to do from heaven. And you can still come down here. You can't do it, but Jesus did it. He proved he was God. He proved he was God then. I can prove that Jesus is God by telling you that. So if I wanted to talk to some of the people I saw yesterday, they said that Jesus is not God. He did that. He ascended into heaven. He ascended into heaven. Jesus, he's God. Elijah was translated into heaven. Somebody had to do it for him. Jesus took his own self into heaven by the Spirit of God. He is God. Jesus stood on the earth after he beat death and hell and the grave. He stood on earth, ate some fish, chilled out, and ascended into heaven because he wanted to. That's God. So my new thing now, anybody that tell me that they're God, I want you to ascend into heaven right now. Jesus did it. You can't even equal Jesus. He's God in the flesh. Equal Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one off because I don't want to keep making it a long one. I am going to do a lot of 2 hours and 1 hour. I make a lot of episode TV and stuff like that. Um, Documentaries and stuff. Some of this can fall under documentaries that I'm doing, but there is also a mukbang. The mukbangs will never go out of style. I have some recordings that's ASMR songs. I have some ASMR songs that didn't go out of style too. I'm bringing back the ASMR, the sound thing. And then the mixing and scratching, I got some of that on my songs. My songs and stuff will come back out. If you go to any of the Spotify and stuff and y'all make a campaign to force them to put my music back on, some haters got my music taken down and it's only like about God and stuff, but it's gangster, like it's fly stuff. But I got music out there. I got haters. If not, God will get it up there, back up there, whenever He says. So it's not. I'm not in a rush. Like I have opportunities to go on tour. People have been asking me to go on tour, But I haven't really jumped on it. But when I get a chance to, I'll see what I want to do. I'm starting to do a campaign to help the Jewish and Christian military that are homeless or veterans or whatever is going on, and help them get housing, cars, businesses. It's easy to register a business. They got all kind of skills from the military. They could do. The people from the military, they can make businesses and get contracts with the government. They don't even have to deal in the private sector. If the private sector keep acting funny with them, they can start getting government deals, government contracts with the military itself, making weapons or making anything, making clothes, making anything for like a military can make a company that makes stuff for the military, but they can be outside of the military. They form a military. That'll be a business we can start for them, where they know how to make weapons, they know how to cook, they know how to do. They know the situations that the military are in when they're inside of the military. They know what they need inside of the military. Some of the military in there are be asking people for stuff out here. So a former military, the homeless military, when we get them their houses, apartments and stuff, we're not gonna be in their business, no red tape. You know how to live your life, you got God. What we're gonna do is see if they want to get contracts with the military, contracts with the city, contracts with the federal government, instead of trying to have them acting like they bums and they ain't got no skills. They sending them to welfare and then they got to do job training. You think a motherfucker was in the military for 20 years and ain't got no fucking skills? They couldn't even, you wouldn't even send them to be a bodyguard with some famous person, like some Christian or Jew. You wouldn't even send them to do something like that. You know, at least they could be a bodyguard. All they got to do is get a few certification or no certification. Y'all wouldn't, like, you want to act like there's no jobs that a military can do. They can at least protect something. They couldn't become the head of security. They defended the damn country. They couldn't, blessed country. They defended the blessed country. They couldn't head somebody's security company. You couldn't send them to school to get any certification they needed. Y'all fucking clowns that had them out here. You know, we're gonna find the people that had the military on the street. You were hurting the military by putting them on the street. When they go to war, they be out in the street. In the war, they be in somebody else's country out in the street. You try to harm the military by making them homeless. You don't comprende nothing going on. Even though God is, that's why God be in the Bible. God actually let us know He laughing at the evil people. In the Bible, it said that they're going to try to cast us off from them and probably into jails and different things like that. But they're going to try to cast us off of them. Really, they want to kill us, our asses and them. They're trying to cast us off of Him. And the Bible said, he that sits in heaven shall laugh, for the Lord shall have them in derision. I see their derision. I'll be like, what the hell are they doing? Are they helping us? Like, at some point, you'll be like, are the evil people helping us? Because they were hurting themselves. Hilarious stuff. But our God always win, and Satan can never win. Jesus Christ is Lord. Hop on board.